What happened to the fade? I thought you were going to do a fade. Thought you were going to start on the Cowbells and do a fade into me. That was what we planned. That's all we planned this morning. Look at that. Starting with the Cowbells, out of focus. You see my computer with the broken screen. There we go. Go into those Cowbells. Look at that. Look at that. Got the Mississippi. There I am again. Hi. Brandon Walker, more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast, a well-oiled machine here on a Wednesday in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia in the SEC Country Studios. Got the Shrekking crew on the other side of the glass. I got Landshark. I got Terp doing the comments. I got Patrick also drawing a paycheck. So we got everybody here having fun. All right. So I'm going to, I'm never nothing but honest with you guys. What is happening with my hair, Landshark? What's happening with my hair above those headphones? What? You can't let me come out here like this.
She need new hair.
Huh?
She need a new haircut.
I've had the same haircut since I was 4 years old. Am I proud of that? A little bit.
Shouldn't be.
So Monday was rough. Women's National Championship, it was what it was. I thought, when's the next time I'm going to get excited about Mississippi State sports? Well, it took about 24 hours because I am there again. I am ready to go. I am fired up. Just getting recruits, getting a 4-star recruit commitment from a Charlotte, North Carolina quarterback. Woo! Getting a 4-star this morning wide receiver out of Louisiana. Woo! I don't know. That's how long it took me to get fired up again. Didn't take long at all. Joe Moorhead and his coaching staff, not playing around. Not even planning on kind of playing around. I heard they quit school because of recess. They don't play. Nothing, Terp? Y'all bored over there? Y'all just looking at each other?
The audio is really loud.
The audio is really loud. Sorry about that.
Fixed it. Are you talking to me?
Pascagoula, hello.
Nice.
Looks like we are set at quarterback until 2023. Looks really good. D. Curtis checking in from Little Rock. Hello, Brandon from Ringgold, Georgia. Danny E. Pinter. Got 2 people in Ringgold every day. Still don't know how that works. Do you guys know each other? I feel like if you're both watching my show, you should at least go to lunch or something, or hang out. Give each other a high five. Good morning, Brandon. Hello, Lynn Rhodes Gilmer. Grace Thacker Good checking in from Greenwood. Number 1 offensive tackle in the nation is on an unofficial visit to Starkville. He's from Michigan, Kirk Miso. Yeah, I think that guy's name was Devontae Dobbs, maybe. He's been making a tour. He was also at Ole Miss. He's been making a tour all over the South, so it's still good to get him on campus. Hail State from Petal, Mississippi. Hello. Hail State from Cheyenne, Wyoming. There's a new one. Donnie Caffey. Haven't seen Cheyenne, Wyoming here before. Mark Childs just laughs. Not sure what he's laughing at. I'm sure I said something funny because I'm not only handsome, but I'm also clever. Covington, Louisiana, right on the North Shore down there, North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain, Tim Edwards. It's almost like we can recruit top players from out of state. What changed this year from the past 10 years, says Jimmy Sykes. It's weird. We've gotten great players from out of state, but we've never gotten a lot of star talent. We've gotten the Preston Smiths and the De'Runny Wilsons and the Dak Prescotts, but we've always had to get them when nobody else saw what they had and develop them. But everybody sees what Garrett Schrader has. Everybody sees what Quentin Torbor has. Hail State from San Antonio, Texas. R.J. Sweatman says, love your show, Terp. What?
What did it say?
Said, love your show, Terp.
Thank you. I appreciate the love. I work hard every day for you guys.
How come you haven't commented yet? You were supposed to comment already about what's coming up on today's show.
I'm doing other things. I'll do right now.
You're not supposed to be doing other things. Your job is to comment.
Well, I got demoted in here, so I'm not as passionate as I once was about the show.
I feel like you got promoted.
Just pin comments?
Yeah, but you can just talk. You don't have to do all that stuff. We just got Patrick to do the menial labor.
All right, the comment will be there in 20 seconds.
Huntsville, Alabama in the house. Sharon Jarrett Spikes. A Marine high and tight will fix your hair issues. Nope, can't do that. Can't do that with my ears. The ear situation. Just can't have a high and tight. Can't have a buzz cut. I need a pullover like that, BW. Don't we all, Wayman Hodge? They didn't get a whole bunch of these pullovers in this office, and there's 40 or 50 people in this office. And I got the first one because, I'm Brandon Walker, and everybody looks at me like I'm spoiled, like a teacher's pet or something. People just like me. Caesar update. Thank you, Kenny Manning. Caesar had a wreck on January 9th, I believe. He is out of the hospital. He is out of the hospital. He got out of the hospital a week ago today, I believe. He is at his apartment. His mother and father are there with him. He still has significant rehab left to go, significant surgeries left, cosmetic surgeries left before he is 100%, but he is out. He is talking. He is texting us. He texts me all the time to the point where I'm tired of him. But he is getting there. He is getting better. McGee, Mississippi today. Hello. Fulton, Mississippi. Prediction of record for MSU next year. I get this every day. Right now I'm 10-2 and possibly going to be 11-1 by the time the season starts. That's what I've got. Any word on Nick's ankle? I think he'll be 100% hopefully by the summer. He's not 100% now, but he is maybe 70%, and they expect him to be 100% full go come September. When during the show is Landshark ringing the cowbell? When during the show is Landshark? What do you want to do? You want to get it over with now, or do you want to do it at the end of the show? So would you like to do it now? Would you like to ring the cowbell to ring us in today? I won't even mention it on the podcast. I'll just let everybody out here see. She said sure. So when the music plays, you're going to come in here and you're going to ring the cowbell. And don't pull any hijinks. You ring the cowbell. Which one do you want to ring? No, you're going to ring this one. It's the loudest one. You're going to ring this one. All right, this is the one we ring. So when the music starts, you agreed to this. All right, nobody else said, hey, we're going to make her do this. When I didn't wake up yesterday morning saying she's going to ring cowbell. You said, oh, I'd love to do a dare show, and then somebody dared you to ring the cowbell, and it is what it is. I've got some ideas for this show. I'll say it on the podcast. I've got some ideas, Terp. I'm going to stop doing the 2-minute drill every day. I'm going to have a themed day. Like Mondays will be something. I'm going to have a trivia. I'm going to have trivia one day. You have MSU trivia. Then I'll have Throwback Thursday. Then I'll have 2-minute drill Tuesday.
Terps Tuesdays, where we all talk about Maryland.
All right, you guys ready? Patrick, you ready? I'm ready. Let's do a show.
It's the More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
That's me, More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. I am coming to you from no, you're not going to do it like that. Just ring the bell. Put the bell down. All right, go. Take the helmet off. You think you're being cute wearing that Ole Miss helmet. You think you're being cute, Landshark, coming in here and ringing that Ole Miss helmet. But you know what? You had to, in front of everybody, wearing your little precious Ole Miss helmet, ring that cowbell. Let it be said, it happened on this show today. We are ringing here on a Wednesday. More cowbell, and not even the insubordination of my underling, not even the insubordination of my subordinate can stop me from being absolutely fired the heck up to come to you today. 2 days ago, I was sad. I was depressed. I was like, when am I going to get excited about Mississippi State sports again? Well, here it is. Joe Moorhead and his staff are not playing around. They are not wasting time. They are not resting on excuses. They are not being lazy in recruiting. They are not messing around. Joe Moorhead gets his quarterback of the future, and oh yeah, just for a cherry on top, this morning gets a wide receiver for the future. 2 4-star commitments from out of state in back-to-back days. Woo! Joe Moorhead gets Garrett Schrader. I could not be more excited about a quarterback commitment, about a commitment than this guy. You got to be careful with highlight videos. You know what? I'll wait. I'll bring this up later. But we'll circle back. That's what we're going to talk about. Mississippi State recruiting in football. Mississippi State getting the quarterback, getting the wide receiver. Is this a new day in recruiting? It certainly feels like it is. Oh, and hey, by the way, a lot more hype for the basketball team. A lot more hype for the basketball team next year. 2-minute drill at the end of the show. First, I got to tell you, this bell right here, this beautiful bell, it's called the Junction Bell. You can get it one place in the world. You can get it at Maroon & Company. That's maroonandco.com. Maroon & Co. At Maroon & Co. on Twitter. They're on Highway 12 behind Chick-fil-A in Starkville. If I go to Starkville this weekend, which I'm trying to, I'm going to be at Maroon & Company this weekend for some time. I'd love to meet all of you, or as many as I can. But listen, all your gear, I'm wearing shoes right now from Maroon & Company. Can we get my shoes? Can we get my shoes on? Where? No, look at that. You're just doing the bell. Okay. But Maroon & Company, fantastic place. And there goes that camera. Look at that. Look at that. That is fancy. That is fancy. Look at them shoes right there. I hope you don't see my socks, but look at them shoes. That is something else. Now, Maroon & Company. I'm going to have to calm myself down. I am going to have to calm myself down. Yesterday, I talked on this show about Mississippi State and Joe Moorhead seeming like they had, I don't like the color of that, seeming like they had the inside track on a 4-star quarterback out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I thought I was giving you privileged information. I thought I was telling you, hey, be on the lookout. And 3 hours after I got finished with this podcast, Garrett Schrader, a 6'4", 200-pound quarterback out of Charlotte, North Carolina, a 4-star on 24/7 Sports, a 3-star on the composite, which takes all the recruiting sites because some of them are very lazy and haven't rated him yet. A 4-star on 24/7 committed to Mississippi State. Quarterbacks commit early. That's what they do. Quarterbacks are usually the first off the board. You build around the quarterbacks, and they generally go ahead and get their stuff out of the way. That's just how it happens. And this guy had offers from South Carolina. He had offers from Auburn. He had offers from Florida that he got from Dan Mullen a couple of weeks ago. Had offers from all over the country. This guy can play. This guy can play football. And I don't want to get you too excited, but after this show, here's what I want you to do. Garrett Schrader, the new commitment for Mississippi State. After this show is over, I want you to go to huddle.com, and it's HUDL.com, and I want you to type in Garrett Schrader. And the first video that pops up is his junior highlight film. You go ahead and watch that. And spoiler, no, don't play that yet. Don't play that yet. Spoiler alert. You go watch his junior highlights. It will ruin the rest of your day. You won't want to be able to work. You won't do anything but think about Mississippi State football in the future. This guy, I watched his film yesterday, and man, I got fired up. 6'4", 200 pounds. It looks like Nick Fitzgerald as a junior was dropped into a high school football game. That's what it looks like. He's a little further along passing the ball than Fitzgerald was when he got here, and maybe even as far along as Fitzgerald is now. He's doing stuff in high school. That you're going to be doing in college. He's making multiple reads. You can see it on these highlight films. He's making multiple reads. He is throwing back shoulder throws. That's a college and pro throw. That's not really a high school throw. He's doing it, though. And then you watch him throwing the ball and you say, hey, this guy's got something. I like this film. I like this guy. And that's how you feel after you see him throwing the ball. And then he'll do a read option and he'll carry the ball, and you think this guy's probably winning 7 Heisman trophies in a row. It's an exciting film. It's an exciting highlight film. Now, it's a highlight film, so don't get too fired up. But the point remains that Joe Moorhead, well, you know what? I'll wait on the point. I'll wait on the overall point here. I'll wait on that for a second. Right now, if you're watching this Facebook Live, I want you to just take a look at this video of Garrett Schrader in a high school game last year. The 6'4", 200-pound Mississippi State 4-star quarterback commitment. Go ahead. There he is. Go back to throw. Just running. Woo! Woo! I yelled into the mic. I'm sorry. It happens. All right? Don't get mad at me for yelling into the mic. Look at that. Look at that. If I had the Titanic music ready, I would have played it just now when he leapt over him. man, look at this guy. He can't believe it. That video right there of this guy hurdling a player and then landing and then doing a spin move and then doing a juke move. It's like you can't do that button combination in Madden. That's impossible to do. That will break your fingers. But this ultimately isn't about Garrett Schrader. It's not. It's about Joe Moorhead. When he got to Starkville, when he got hired in late November, the first offer he made was to Garrett Schrader, who he had been recruiting at Penn State. The first offer he made to come to Starkville, Mississippi, is a quarterback from Charlotte, North Carolina. If we now have a coach capable of getting the number one target on his quarterback board, capable of going to Charlotte, North Carolina, and convincing a four-star quarterback with the offers all up the eastern seaboard, if we've got a coach capable of going and getting that guy and bringing him to Starkville, we have got something special. We have got something special. If we have a staff that can prioritize a guy like this and go get him, it's a game changer. Dan Mullen is a quarterback whisperer at Mississippi State. Dan Mullen did great at Mississippi State as far as quarterback recruiting. Once he got Dak Prescott, he started rolling. But he found Dak Prescott as a 3-star that nobody else wanted. Now, that's their fault, not his. He found Nick Fitzgerald as a 2-star nobody wanted. Now, that's their fault, not his. He found Keaton Thompson, who a lot of people wanted. But this guy, the first offer rolled out by Joe Moorhead, the first guy he says, I want him on my team, he goes and gets. Dan Mullen didn't get the first guy he ever wanted. Probably didn't get the first 10 guys he ever wanted. He had to build and build and build before he got Dak Prescott, and then he built off of that. Joe Moorhead said, the hell with building. I've already got it. I've already got it built. I'm going right in. This is really exciting to me. This is really exciting to me. South Carolina thought they had this guy. And if you also want some more entertaining reading, go to a South Carolina message board and look at them reacting to losing a recruit to Mississippi State. They act like State's a much worse program than South Carolina. Who is South Carolina? Who is South Carolina? Nothing. But that was yesterday. And today I wake up and I'm thinking, how am I going to talk about Mississippi State's recruiting? How am I going to paint this picture that I'm really excited about? Because it's just one guy. It's just one recruit. Well, about 9:30 this morning, Quentin Torbor, a 4-star wide receiver out of Destrehan, Louisiana, 6'2", 182 pounds, got offers from Auburn, got offers from half the SEC, Auburn, Kentucky, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. He commits to Mississippi State. A day after the quarterback commits, a 4-star wide receiver commits. Now, I don't have to tell you how difficult wide receiver recruiting has been at Mississippi State. It has been tough. We finally got it on the right road last year when we signed Malik Heath, when we signed Stephen Guidry, when we signed Devontae Jason. And now here in April, before Joe Moorhead coaches the game, he's already got the quarterback in place, and now he gets a wide receiver in place. First off, I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to play football at college level. Secondly, I'd like to thank my family for being great, helping me through the recruiting process. Lastly, I want to thank all the college coaches that have been recruiting me, but I feel if this decision I'm making is the right one, I would like to announce that I am committing to Mississippi State University, Quentin Torbor. Yes. Yes. Is this a new day in recruiting? You're telling me we just got a 4-star receiver in April, the day after getting a 4-star quarterback. Joe Moorhead is not messing around. Is this a new day in recruiting? Now, I've always been lighter on Dan Mullen's recruiting than everybody else. I don't think his recruiting was all that bad. I think it was his recruiting struggles were played up a little bit. They were played up a little bit. Look at the 2018 team and how much talent's on that team. Somebody got him to Mississippi State. That's all I'll tell you. But the fact, is this staff going to be able to land their top targets in April? Is this staff going to be unfazed by state lines? I don't know the answer to the question, but it bears watching in the future. It bears watching in the future. And Dan Mullen, it was always, even when he was recruiting well, it was always a battle. It was always a fight. It was always just, it was hard to watch. This seems pretty easy to watch. This seems different. This just seems different. We all know the state of Mississippi is loaded in 2019. We've been drilling that into your head forever. This class of 11 or 12 or 13 4-stars, a couple of 5-stars in Mississippi. There's so much talent in the state. And now We have 2 4-star cornerstones of the recruiting class from outside the state. Now we get a kid from Charlotte, get a kid from Louisiana. If we land 3 to 5 4-stars in the state of Mississippi, if we land 3 to 5 4-stars outside the state of Mississippi, and we already got 2, and then we land half the studs in state, you're looking at a very, very special recruiting class. A special recruiting class. I know that you have to warn against, first of all, they haven't signed yet, although quarterbacks usually don't decommit. But I know they haven't signed yet, but it just feels like Charles Huff and this recruiting staff, Luke Getzey, that Moorhead has put together, it seems like it's a very professional operation. It seems like it's an operation that has identified players. They don't care if you're in Charlotte. They don't care if you're in Kosciuszko. They don't care if you're in Wilkinson County. If you can play, if you fit this offense, if you fit what we're doing, we're going to make you a part of this family. That is aggressive. That is different than we're used to, and that is exciting going down the road. I almost yelled into the microphone again, but I didn't, all right? Because you audio guys want to give me the sour face every time I yell in the microphone, all right? Now, let me get off the recruiting hype because I feel like I'm singing too much Kool-Aid out here. I feel like I'm throwing out too much Kool-Aid. So let's move to basketball Kool-Aid. Let's move to basketball hype. State continues to get national attention going into next season. And it feels weird to me because usually State is a team that has to prove it before they ever get ranked. They have to prove it on the field before they ever get ranked. They have to prove it on the court before they ever get their just rewards. But this time, a 25-win season and an NIT run has convinced everybody around the country that State's going to be very good in men's basketball next year. That's rare for Mississippi State to get that kind of hype without the NCAA tournament or without the accomplishments to precede it. You saw in 2014 when we got up in the top 5, we had to beat 3 top 10 teams to do it. This year we're going to be a very good team, but we'll probably start out in the 15 range when we should be in the 10 range, something like that. Washington Post today. The Washington Post came out with their too early preseason top 25, and they have us higher than anybody. They have Mississippi State at number 15 in the country for next year. CBS Sports had us at 16. AP had us at 20. SB Nation had us at 25. Washington Post likes us more than anybody. What did they say? They said maybe one of the early wild cards for next season. The Bulldogs quietly got a lot better in 2017-18, and Quindary Weatherspoon, who has a knack for big shots, is an overlooked star. Mississippi State just won 25 games for the first time since 2004, and will add the 6'9", 5-star Reggie Perry, who is the jewel of a well-regarded recruiting class. Ben Howland should get the Bulldogs into the NCAA tournament. Now, even what they said, I think, is wrong. I mean, Quindary Weatherspoon is an unheralded star, but I don't think he's going to be the star of next year's team. I think Lamar Peters is probably going to be the star before Quindary Weatherspoon. I like Nick Weatherspoon as a star before I like Quindary next year. But point remains, folks are noticing. Folks are noticing, and they are thrilled about the potential of Mississippi State Mississippi State men's basketball in 2018. All right, Facebook Live. What you got? You ready? You ready for a 2-minute drill? Got 5 questions today. We do it every day, so you should be ready. Number 1. In the past, which player's commitment who ultimately went to Mississippi State, which player's commitment excited you the most? Which player's commitment excited you the most? When it happened, when the player committed to you, which player got you the most excited? Very simple question. ESPN has us as a 7th seed in the tournament, says Jay Hammers. That's also hype, but that's outside the top 25, so that's not that much hype. Jay Hammers, at the time, Chad Bumpus. Charlie Cooper says Kylan Hill. Charlie Cooper is here today. Thought you listened on the day after. Jeffrey Simmons. Jarius Norwood, that's a good answer. Jeffrey Simmons. You know, Jeffrey Simmons was weird. I'll get to that in a minute. David Fair, Devontae Jason. Tyler Russell, another good one. Simmons, Jonathan Bender at the time going basketball. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. At the time, Tyler Russell, Leo Lewis, Chris Jones. Although Chris Jones was also weird. Fred Smoot. Derek Pegues was big at the time. It was. Dante Walker. Chris Jones. All right, Chris Jones committed to us when he was a 2-star and then became a 5-star, and then I guess kind of recommitted to us on signing day. Jeffrey Simmons was great. Jeffrey Simmons was a relief. I had been told it was coming but didn't believe it, but if you remember that signing day, A.J. Brown had committed to Ole Miss an hour before, and it felt like everything was going against us. And somebody told me, hey, you still need to watch this thing in Knoxville County. I said, I have no interest in watching another player commit to Ole Miss. And he said, well, watch this. And Jeffrey Simmons busts out the Mississippi State pictures. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I got to go with my man Jay Hammers. When Chad Bumpus committed to Mississippi State, and I hate to say that now because he'll mess with me about it, Chad Bumpus was the first, was the first big-time commit for Dan Mullen, and it was the first sign that, hey, this decade-long crap that we've gone through is probably going to end soon because Chad Bumpus is a serious big-time player, and Dan Mullen just got him. So I kind of like Chad Bumpus there. Number 2, in 20 years, when you tell someone about Mississippi State sports in the 2010s, in this decade, what do you tell them about first? What do you tell them about first? That's a lot more difficult than it seems on the surface. A lot going on. In 20 years, what do you tell somebody about Mississippi State sports in the 2010s? When your grandkids get here, will I have grandkids in 20 years? That is depressing. The shot, says Steve C. Morgan William. Women's basketball, says Landon Miles. Dak Prescott, says Tim Lee. That's a very good one. Knocking off UConn. Women's basketball. Dak. I might go Dak too. I might go that 2000. I might go number 1. Hey, we were number 1. I might go that. Dak and what a great human he is. Dak Prescott. Back-to-back national championship appearances. Dak Prescott and the rise of a program, says Jeremiah Body. We played for 3 national titles. Yes. First time football ranked number 1, multiple weeks. Being in the stadium during Don't Stop Believing during the Bama game last year, says Paula Smallwood Dobbs. That I was at the game when Mississippi State football became number 1 in the country. Yeah. So most people are going either, that 2014 football season / Dak or women's basketball. Nobody's saying the baseball team playing for a national title, but that's okay. I'm going to say the 2019 men's Final Four that we won. That's what I'm going to say. Number 3, if all the cities and towns in Mississippi were represented by one food each, which food would represent your hometown? I'm so proud of my question. If all the cities and towns in Mississippi were represented by one food each, which food would represent your town? And please tell me your hometown when you say your food. Tell me. All right. Everybody's thinking. Everybody's working on it. They're marinating. And now they're not telling me their town. Chicken, fried catfish, hamburgers. Hamburgers. You guys aren't going to tell me your hometown? Is that what you're doing? The Slug Burger for Corinth, Mississippi. Oxford would be a poop emoji, says Randall Collins. I think Lance Chain will agree. It's got to be a Zip Burger from McGee, Mississippi. Doe's Steaks in Greenville, says Kenny Manning. Byram is hamburger, says Jeremiah Body. Church dinners for D. Curtis. Chicken from Food Giant in Columbus, Katitra Clark. Fried shrimp from the Beechwood in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Steak at Anthony's in Point City. Pontotoc Catfish. Ribs in Shannon. Ribs in Shannon sound delicious. Biloxi, a shrimp po' boy. Catfish in Greenwood. The famous Zip Burger. All right. I enjoyed that question. Number 4. Catfish in Wren and Amory. Catfish in Hernando. Catfish in Belmont. Catfish in West Point. Point City. Drake 1 Key checking in. West Point steak with crawfish sauce at Anthony's. That's delicious. A lot of West Point here today. A lot of Point City. Number 4. What's the most embarrassing CD or album you've ever owned? What's the most embarrassing CD or album you ever bought? The most embarrassing music CD or cassette, or Patrick's in here, or 45 that you've ever bought. Milli Vanilli, says Kevin Wright. I had that. Clay Aiken, says Bonnie Williamson Gable. I did not have that. Kim Carnes, Michael Wright. Hanson by Nathan Waltman. NSYNC by Wayman Hodge. There's nothing embarrassing about NSYNC. I would own that now. Barbecue cheeseburger from Purnell's in West Point. My God, that was good. It's gone now, but it was so good. Just driving by there, how it smelled. Ace of Base and Milli Vanilli. I bought 2 ABBA albums. Pump Up the Jam, Village People, YMCA, says Will Everett. Tevin Campbell, Lance McPhail. I had the Can We Talk album. Don't worry about that. I had Can We Talk. Chris Cross, Make You Jump, Jump. Corey Dickey. Cyndi Lauper, Tim Franks. Barry Manilow's Greatest Hits, says David Broadway. Leanne Rhymes. By the way, go see Scooter's Records when you're in Starkville. I might do that. Michael Wright. Air Supply from Carl Middleton. I only buy good albums. Blake Haley is apparently better than all of us. Barbie Girl by Aqua. I'm glad we could all get this out. And I got to be honest, I've owned most of the albums that have appeared in this list. Yeah. My most embarrassing, so it's not really all that embarrassing, but it's just different. Like when I was 13 or 14 in 1992, and rap music was going crazy, and Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers, they were all the kids were listening to that and smoking cigarettes and behind the bleachers. I bought one of the first CDs I ever bought was a James Taylor CD when I was 13. James Taylor's fine, but you don't buy that when you're 13 and trying to be cool. You don't ride down the road rocking out to James Taylor. Number 5, if you had to wear the shirt or jersey of another SEC team for a week, who are you wearing? If you had to wear the shirt or jersey of another SEC team for a week, who are you wearing? I think I know the answer that most people are going to go with. It's going to take them a second to think of it, but I think I know the answer most people are going to go with. It's always awkward just waiting for the answers to come in. I'll just sit here looking pretty. LSU, says Christopher Agent. Vandy, says Anthony Welch. Bo Jackson jersey from Auburn, Jay Hammers. Auburn, Michael Wright. LSU, Martin Smith. Vandy, Bonnie Williamson Gable. Georgia, Florida. Texas A&M, Gig'em, Kenny Manning. Alabama. Vanderbilt. Texas A&M only. Arkansas because of family ties there. Vandy, Anchor Down. Looks like Vandy's going to win this. I did not expect that. I did not see that coming. Texas A&M, same colors. Chad Mass gets it right. Just wear the maroon. Wear Texas A&M. People might not notice. Mark Childs just decides to go shirtless. Aggies, or probably a Tim Tebow jersey. Mac McBrayer, the Tim Tebow jersey. All right, good stuff. So, like I said, 2-minute drill feels a little played out to me, so we're going to start doing some fun things. We're going to start doing different things. We're going to start doing, one day I'm going to do Mississippi State trivia, all right? The next day I might do a throwback with a Jack Crystal clip. The next day I might do something else. But we're going to have a different day every single day of the week. And we'll still have a 2-minute drill Thursday or Tuesday because I like to make things alliterative. But, alliteration aside, I got to end the show. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. All right. Okay. Yeah, I would go A&M. But I didn't think about individual players. A Bo Jackson jersey, a throwback jersey, because you could rationalize wearing a Bo Jackson throwback jersey, or a Charles Barkley throwback jersey, or a Dominique Wilkins throwback jersey. You could rationalize that. I'm going to see the Hawks tonight, by the way, Terp. Speaking of Dominique Wilkins, got club seats to the Hawks tonight. The Miami Heat. The Miami Heat.
Ooh, let's see, Goran Dragic.
And Dwayne Wade. Yeah.
Well, Justice Winslow.
I saw D. Wade in 2006, I think, or 2007, the year after they won the title. I saw D. Wade once, but we had really bad seats. I was way up in Memphis.
Who's the best player you've ever seen live?
LeBron James.
Same.
But I also saw I've seen them all. I'm an NBA fan.
MJ?
No, once I got older. Like I've seen everybody from this generation. I saw Kobe, I saw Duncan, I saw Dirk. Saw Dirk multiple times. I saw all of them. Why are you wearing Notre Dame socks? Says Tim Franks. All right, you need to adjust the color. Can we get in on my socks? I'll put them over here. You need to adjust the color on your deal there, Tim. You need to adjust the color because these are not Notre Dame socks. Get those socks in there. These are not Notre Dame socks. Look at that. Those are neon green and gray. That's not Notre Dame colors. That's not even close to Notre Dame colors. That's just it's actually hurting now. Okay. It's not Notre Dame socks. I saw MJ playing baseball. # Birmingham Barons, Shannon Lisenby. Where are we with a new baseball coach? I'm not hiring him, Roger Hale Morris. But John Cohen on Head to Head yesterday said that he expects to have a coach hired 24 hours after the season ends. So maybe he has his guy. Maybe he has his guy identified. I don't know. I don't know much about the baseball coaching search. Who is your favorite president, says Jeremiah Body. Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. It's easy. He's the first president I ever knew. Good question. Good question. Starting to struggle out here, but I'm okay. I'm fighting through it. What other questions you got? The Shrek in him is bleeding through the socks. I don't know why you guys are so tied up on my socks today. I like to wear colored socks. I like to wear bright socks. I like to announce my presence with authority. Coming in late, but I'm here. Hello, Stan C. Riddle. Ronald Reagan, the actor? Peter, you're the one from the future. I got that reference. I got the reference. Are you feeling better? D. Curtis, I'm feeling a little better, but when I talk and I'm on camera for 45 minutes, I start to feel a little worse. So I got to get off camera soon, and I'll feel better. I'll go take me a little nappy poo, and I'll be fine. Will we get to Omaha this year? If you're planning a family vacation, you can get to Omaha. You won't be watching Mississippi State play baseball there, but you could go to Omaha if you'd like. Grace Thacker Good likes the socks. Thank you very much, Grace. Thank you. Watching while waiting at the eye doctor, Amy Hall. Do you think we will redshirt Jalen with a commitment from Schrader? Yeah, Randall Collins, that's an interesting element here. Jalen Maiden, who just signed with Mississippi State. Don't know if he fits what Moorhead does. I feel like Garrett Schrader does. It'll be interesting to watch. I do think we redshirt Jalen Maiden just to have him, the classes staggered as much as possible. Who's the starting five for the men's basketball next year? Well, I think you've got both Weatherspoons, Lamar Peters, Reggie Perry, and who am I missing? And the other guy. I think Holman will be your sixth man. Will it be an Ole Miss sweep this weekend? I don't think so. State will win one game, at least. Coming to Atlanta the end of May, I'll pick those Six Flags tickets up at will call. Thanks, SEC Country. Wayman Hodge, we haven't given you anything, any Six Flags tickets. I wish we had Six Flags tickets to give away because I got 9 kids. I got to take them somewhere. Could we redshirt Thompson and use Maiden as the backup? Matt Weisinger, what? Why? No, we're not going to redshirt a sophomore. No. We're not going to do that. Best 3 running backs of all time in football, in pro football, Walter Payton, Jim Brown, and Barry Sanders. Walter Payton, Jim Brown, and Barry Sanders. Thumbs up? Thumbs up. All right. We had a best athletes bracket ever. The best athletes bracket ever in the office yesterday. And Terp, who'd you pick? You picked Michael Phelps, right? Patrick, who'd you pick?
Ted Williams.
He picked Ted Williams. I picked Bo Jackson. He was an all-star in both sports. He could have been Hall of Fame in both sports.
Phelps, best Olympian of all time. Not even close.
Yay. Chance of us winning the SEC West this fall. I think behind Alabama, we're next. We're next. Auburn's going to be good too. But after that, those are the three teams that can win the West. I mean, smart money's on Alabama. It always is. But I like where we're at. Best athlete, Vincent Bo Jackson, Jay Hammers. That's what I said. We redshirted a junior. Who? Which junior do we redshirt? Best Major League pitcher you ever saw, Will Everett, in person or because I haven't been to a lot of Major League. I've been to about 10 or 15 Major League Baseball games, or just ever. I like to think that Sandy Koufax is the best pitcher ever, even though I didn't see him, obviously. Just what he did in the short time he was there, I think he's the best pitcher ever. You were clearly right on the running back conversation, says Dan Glenn. Update me, Dan. What did I say on the RB conversation? Update on Bryant. Don't have one. Landon Miles says Anthony Dixon, Josh Robinson. Not sure about the third. I don't know if I'd put Josh Robinson in that list. Yeah, I don't. I'd have to think. If you're talking about Mississippi State running backs, I'd put J.J. Johnson ahead of Josh Robinson. Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson. I've never seen best pitcher I've ever seen in person. I don't know that I saw Glavine and Smoltz or Glavine and Maddox throw back-to-back shutouts in '93. I would say Maddox probably Maddox. All right, good stuff. Anything else? You guys are wanting to talk sports today, which is weird. We're all the way to the end here. Y'all don't want to talk about fried chicken or lollipops or ice cream?
What's the best lollipop?
I don't know.
Blueberry.
You don't like sweets.
Like lollipops.
So weird.
Like certain.
Every time I say, what's your favorite popsicle? I don't like sweets. What's your favorite cake? I don't like sweets. What's your favorite lollipop? I like blueberry.
It's good. It's a fruit.
Where are you fishing this weekend? Charlie, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. I don't know where I'm going to be able to fish either. So it's all up in the air. My trip to Starkville this weekend is in jeopardy. I'll just put it like that.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
I caught an 8.5 pound bass. 8.5
Nice.
pound bass.
Got a shark once.
You know, I'm sure I've caught a catfish bigger than 8.5 pounds, but it wasn't the thrill that catching the 8.5 pound bass was. Christopher Agent says, are you coming to Super Bulldog weekend in 2 weeks? That is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, you know what? Why come this weekend when I could wait 2 weeks and just go to the spring game? I'm thinking I could do some work around the spring game. So I'm thinking about coming to the spring game. I'm throwing it around. I'll figure it out. What did you catch it on? It was a purple firetail worm. It was back in 1990, 91, and the worms weren't this long and with 75 different colors. It was the purple worm with the bright red tail. You remember that one? They probably still make it. Will there be a W after? Will there be a Walker Brandon sighting anytime soon? Well, Trace Robbins, Walker Brandon is always there. Always there. I keep the Walker Brandon outfit in my closet, ready to go, and that's the truth. Spring game would be more entertaining than anything going on this weekend, Jay Hammers. I've got to sneeze, and I don't know what to do about it. Trying to hold it in.
You can just mute.
I don't want you to mute me. I'm not going to sneeze into the mic. I got rid of it. I'm good. Where is Haydad? Probably at his house. I think that's where the Bulldog Sports Radio studio is, at his house. Don't worry about the kids. If you make it to the dude, I'll buy them all dinner. Steve C., you must have a whole lot of money if you're buying my kids dinner. You must have won multiple lotteries because you can't commit to buying my kids dinner. I got 12 kids. Have you ever eaten a slug burger? Great question, Lynn Rhodes Gilmer. I have not. I don't know what a slug burger is. Like, I've always heard slug burgers are the thing up in northeast Mississippi, especially Corinth, but I don't know what it is. Doesn't it have dough in there or something? It's something. What?
Sounds very unappetizing.
It does sound unappetizing,
Slug
but
burger.
people swear by it. I think it's got some sort of dough to make it where you don't use as much meat, but I'm not really sure what a slug burger really is. Michael Wright likes it. He says it's delicious. Slug burger. I do need to eat one. Whenever I come to Mississippi, I need to go eat a slug burger. But, whenever I'm in Mississippi, I never get the urge to go to Corinth. Google slug burger. It's meal and soybean meal, deep fried. You've had 3 kids in the last 20 minutes. That I wouldn't doubt that. Don't ever put it past me. Dough burgers. I just never had one. I never had one. We gotta make a trip to go eat slug burgers, Turp.
I'll do it.
You don't seem excited about it.
No, I'd love to try that. Not sweets.
Masters this weekend, Braves, Cubs next weekend, and then the best weekend of the spring, Bulldog weekend. Paula Smallwood, Dobbs. Oh, meat. Sorry, Michael Wright. Moving to Warner Robins this summer. What's the barbecue place you always mention in Atlanta? Fox Brothers Barbecue. That's the one I mentioned. I don't know. There's also Heirloom Market Barbecue. That's not far from the office.
Is that good?
I haven't had it yet, but I've heard it's good. And Patrick is shaking his head vigorously.
It's right next to my apartment.
Really?
I haven't tried it yet.
It's right next to your apartment. You haven't tried it?
Yeah.
And you're asking me if it's good? I live in Cartersville.
Oh, you want to brought it up.
It's true. All right. You guys ready? You're ready. Okay. Just go over to Columbus and have the best steak ever at Old Hickory Steakhouse. Still don't think it's the best steakhouse ever. I've had Old Hickory a lot. It's good. It's not the best in the Golden Triangle, though. Not the best. Anthony's is the best. Have you not been to Johnny's Drive-In in Tupelo? I have. Did I eat a slug burger and not know it? I've been to Johnny's Drive-In in Tupelo. I've been there once. I just had a cheeseburger. Was there a slug in there that I didn't know about? God, I hope not. Who's ready for the State and Florida game? Let's talk about that one. Marcus Eddington. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We're all excited. I don't think Florida's going to be as bad as we want them to, but I think State's going to be better than people will imagine. State's going to beat Florida. I'm not sure we're going to beat them by 30 like we want, but we're going to beat them. It's going to be exciting. We're going to play Don't Stop Believing, and he's going to have a confused look on his face on the sidelines. It's going to be great. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast, presented by SEC Country.